welcome back to my channel, Blossom with Bri. My name is Bri and I create content around the topic of personal development and growth. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like this video in order to increase my visibility. So it's been a while since I actually sat down and talked to you guys, and it's mostly due to this quarantine situation. I found it rather difficult to make videos due to lack of privacy. I don't live alone, and unfortunately the people that I live with are working from home as well, which is like great because like they're safe, but like literally people are just like hovering over each other because they're bored. I make it seem like I'm in like a house full of like 16 people. I'm not. It's just like everybody's hovering over each other. Like that's kind of like why I'm whispering right now, because I'm pretty sure they are thinking that I'm talking to myself. And they already think I'm weird and I don't want to add to it. So yeah, because of this situation, I just haven't been as enthusiastic when it comes to making videos. And I also have to consider the fact that they aren't the most, what would be the correct word for that? They're not the most positive and optimistic when it comes to their outlook on life, which is fine, you know, to each its own, but that's not me. And you know, when you're around people who are pretty negative, it kind of slowly starts to affect you. So yeah, I say all this to say that is why I haven't been making videos as frequently as I would like. So yeah, work with me guys. And if you have any suggestions for video ideas that don't involve me just sitting here talking to a camera, because it's kind of awkward when people are, I'm pretty sure people are listening, or maybe I'm just being paranoid. But yeah, any suggestion that involves me just doing something else other than talking to a camera, kind of like in my previous video, I am open to suggestions. So yeah. All right, mental health, because that's a big part of my channel. My mental health hasn't been the best, but that may be due to, you know, lack of sunlight and social interaction. Now, this is coming from an introvert who loves her solitude, so I can only imagine what like the extroverts are going through. I feel for them. But yeah, depression and anxiety are center stage right now. I go from feeling anxious about everything to remembering that none of it matters because my life is meaningless and I'm gonna die anyways. But that's just my situation simplified. It goes a lot deeper than that, so don't think I'm trying to trivialize any of these illnesses. They are very serious, and if you are experiencing either of them, do seek help. Something to keep in mind is the astrological influences that are occurring right now. We have Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, and they are all retrograde, as well as Uranus and Taurus, which is retrograde, and then Neptune in Pisces, which is also retrograde. You know, now that I think about it, Jupiter may be direct by the time I post this video, but the day that I'm shooting this, it's retrograde. So yes, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, the Capricorn planets that are in retrograde, we're all transiting my 12th house. And just to add a little bit of razzle dazzle on my human experience, because you know, spirit likes to do that kind of thing, I was going through my 12th house perfection year. So those of you who are familiar with astrology already know about the bullshit that I was dealing with. But to sum it up, my sense of purpose, my goals, my beliefs, pretty much who I am, you know, those existential crisis questions that you kind of think about at 3 a.m. That was just happening for, you know, the past year. It's been great. So I've been spending this time reevaluating past situations, redefining my goals, mastering the self, healing, and then moving forward with caution. It's just been so interesting, guys. Anybody going through their 12th house perfection year, I feel for you, but we got this. Now, at this point, my whole outlook towards life after everything is kind of like, you know what? It is what it is. There's no point in being tethered to our circumstances because that just hinders our ability to fly. A Legend of Korra reference, if you didn't pick that up. On a positive note, let's talk about some of the things that I enjoyed. I read quite a few books this year, so let's just get into some of my favorites since we're already here. We have The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, which in my opinion was a manual to narcissistic manipulation that I found completely engrossing. If you're someone that deals with fuck boys, fuck girls, or anything in between, this is your book. If you work in marketing, politics, sales, and would like to advance in your career, this is your book. If you are looking for love advice, this is not your book. Unless you want to be a narcissistic asshole, then this is your book. Great read. We have The 33 Strategies of War, also by Robert Greene. I kind of went on a binge with his books earlier this year. This one was a guide to maneuvering through social interactions using military principles of war. The author uses a lot of historical examples in order to introduce his points. So if you're someone who's a history buff, you would enjoy this. This book also inspired me to read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I believe that's who it's by. And a summary would be sufficient. If you're someone that likes to read on the toilet, I would definitely recommend this book because it's one of those types of books. I mean, as long as you read the summary, if you're not one of those types of people, then you are good. That is sufficient. Yeah. Honestly, I think this next book may be my new favorite, and I'm not even done yet. It's You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Now, if you're familiar with personal development and self-help and you like to read those types of books, which is all of you, I'm assuming, because you're watching this channel, which is a personal development channel. But anyways, it's the yellow book in that personal development section of your local bookstore. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. I love it. It's empowering, it's practical, it's super funny. The author talks to you as if she's one of your best friends and is super candid about her experiences and her thoughts on the topic of personal development. So yes, it's great. It's helpful for becoming self-aware, finding your purpose, living in your truth, and doing what makes you happy while disregarding other people's opinions. 10 out of 10 would recommend, especially for those of you looking for a little bit of soul guidance on your journey. So a lot of my reading during the year, I keep talking like the year's over. A lot of my reading had to do with tarot research, so that was through books, guidebooks, blogs, and YouTube videos. Of course, the majority of the information that I guess I absorb through like books and research has to do with occult arts and mysticism. So I'm not going to go into all of those books because this would be like a 30-minute long video. But if you guys would like me to make a separate video just on books and sources on that topic, definitely let me know. Along with books, I started reading webcomics on this platform called WEBTOON. Some of my favorite stories include Lore Olympus, Sub-Zero, My Dear Cold-Blooded King, and I think those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. And oh my gosh, I have a new appreciation for artists after reading some of these stories. Like, their creativity has not only been inspiring, but also healing to the anguish that I've been experiencing this year. A lot of the stories touch on the topic of having an identity as an individual and then integrating that into your relationships, which is something that I struggle with. And the funny thing is, I actually predicted me having to go through that in my 2020 intentions video, and it's just interesting how I'm finding a solution through webcomics and like random books rather than real life experiences. I guess like to sum up this year, to be honest, after everything, is just like the universe was like, you know what, I'm gonna shut down the world and just force you to focus on personal development. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, and I think that's about it. when it comes to everything that's been going on lately. I'm super excited about my shirt because it's like 100% me. It is all the zodiac signs. Can you guys see it? Maybe if you like. I don't know how big I'm gonna appear on the camera, but yeah. And then I also got this necklace for my birthday, which was September 6th from Minda. So shout out to you for the citrine, because I need that in my life. What else do I have to say other than that? I am taking appointments for personal tarot readings. You can either send me a DM on my social media or send me an email directly. Both of those are going to be linked below in order to book. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with a friend. That's it. Why am I ending this so awkwardly? I guess it's because it's been so long since I actually like recorded something. So yeah, that's everything I had to say, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.